Hello everyone, Mr. Happy here, and welcome back to my Final Fantasy XIV Let's Play series. So, we're going to be continuing on with the Relic quest again. We're probably going to be done with it in another 2, maybe 3 videos. I'm going to try and fit all the hard mode primals into a single video, even if it has to be a little bit longer. So for this next step, we're actually going to have to kill a bunch of enemies. Not a big deal, right? Thing is, we have to use a really crappy weapon to do it. In fact, we're going to have to do the next boss also with this really crappy weapon. It's an unfinished version of your Relic. So, in my case, the unfinished Thyrus. It's got weapon damage, it's got vitality, and it's got mind on it. So, it's got nothing else. It's a white grade item, so it has garbage stats. But we have to use it. So, now we're going to teleport over to Ugamaro, and we're going to kill 8 priests, 8 quarrymen, and 8 whatever the last one was before the loading screen kicked in. You have to kill them with this unfinished weapon on. If you do not, they will not count. So, I'm just really stressing that because it seems simple enough, but sometimes you get there like, oh, you just see, oh, slay that number of enemies. Great. You don't read the whole thing. And then you're like, why is this not counting? And then all of a sudden you read the whole thing. It says, with the damn it, forgot to equip my weapon. That happens a lot in the Relic quest line. So, anytime we get to a point where it's, hey, you need to do this with this weapon on, I am going to stress it over and over and over again. So, I don't know how I did you hear that? I lost my voice. And that's weird because I actually have I've recorded a bunch of parts in a row. I've recorded a ton of videos, and they're all usually really long videos with me talking the entire time. So, I've had to sort of change the way I approach back-to-back video making, where sometimes I'll literally just pause it, take a sip of water or something, and then continue on. So what I do now is I stop. I give myself 5 minutes, which I know doesn't really sound like a lot, but 5 minutes is a good amount of time for me. So I give myself the 5 minutes. In that time, you know, I'll take a sip of water or coffee, whatever I have next to me, and I'll use a lozenge. And with and then I'll just, you know, I'll finish off a lozenge, or I'll just make sure, just to wet my whistle a little bit. Just to make sure that my throat doesn't dry up or get strained or anything like that. I'll do a few vocal exercises like me, mo, 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 mo. You know, something like that. Just to really make sure that I don't just strain my voice. Because I go from recording these videos immediately into live streaming pretty much. Depending on the day, like if it's a weekend, I don't always stream, so that's not always a consistent factor. But on most days, that's what it consists of. So I got to make sure I have a voice for that stream as well. It's pretty hard talking constantly all day. Even if it's just in a YouTube video, technically to myself, even though I am talking to you guys right now. It's definitely a bit of a factor. So we got to kill a ton of these enemies. There's a chance that I might just cut part of this out. You guys don't want to see this. Trust me. You don't care. I don't care. If I don't care, how the hell can I expect you to care, me watching this? I don't have some super optimized route to follow for this. You just gotta kill 24 enemies. I've already killed 2. It's 3 minutes into the video. I've killed 2 enemies. I mean, it took me like 2.5 minutes to get here. Why do I keep saying 2 like that? But yeah, I might just like kind of not show this whole thing. Like, come on now. Do you guys really, I know I can't get an answer from you in time to influence my decision. But do you really want to see this? If I don't have anything interesting to say, I'll cut away. Because, I mean, I've been trying to take times like this, like when maybe we're waiting a couple of minutes on a queue or something like that, to give some other advice about stuff you can do for, you know, to prepare your character. But at this point, it's show and tell. Like, I can't just tell. I gotta start showing those things. And that's a really important thing. Like, that's why I considered maybe just doing Wanderer's Palace at the next point. But I think I'm going to finish the Relic quest, and then I'll do Wanderer's Palace. Because after Wanderer's Palace, then we have Pharaoh Sirius will probably be the next one I do. And then I think it's Copperbell and Hawk Manor Hard. I think I should have the item level for those around then. Also, I have another couple hundred of tomestones to get from dailies today. And after we do a few more dungeons, I don't know if I have to do every dungeon to unlock the high-level roulette. But you know how I have the low-level roulette and I have the main scenario roulette? The next big thing to unlock is the high-level roulette. And then eventually we'll unlock the expert roulette. High-level roulette, more soldiery tomestones, more poetics. Maybe get some higher item level gear, although we're probably going to get a decent set up. Sorry, I hit my microphone. A decent set of item level 100 gear pretty quickly. It's all about the tombstones. Like, I hate to say it, but like that is your biggest thing. If you get any gear along the way that'll hold you over until you can get some tombstone gear, great. But until then, doesn't not much else really matters. And then we'll eventually do the parts on the Crystal Tower quest line, you know, moving through that, showing off Labyrinth of the Ancients, the trolling you can expect from Labyrinth of the Ancients, moving up to you know, the Crystal Tower, the Circus Tower, and then eventually World of Darkness. If we can get full item level, like, I think it's 95 to do World of Darkness, then that'll become a priority, because you can get a really good bump in item level by doing World of Darkness, getting gear from it every week. I see a lot of people, you know, that's the thing. I get a lot of questions saying, hey, you know, I'm at this item level, I'm not really sure how to keep increasing it or whatnot. And a lot of the times, they're still lower than item level 100, in which case my usual answer is that, well, you know, what have you been doing with tombstones so far? And that's why I like to stress those. I mean, do you have World of Darkness unlocked or things like that? Those are usually my go-to pieces of advice. And then, of course, there's advice for people that, you know, have trouble getting into raiding. This character, that's going to be the biggest hurdle. And not because it's going to be like I'm not going to be able to find a group. I don't feel like I'm going to be able to properly represent what a new player will go through on this character looking for a group of people to clear. Because I can't feign like I'm some new player that has no idea what anything is, and I shouldn't have had that up, who doesn't know what's going on, you know. People are going to be like, oh, this is that character from the Mr. Happy Let's Play series. He's done it before. Sure, we'll invite him. That's the biggest hurdle that I'm afraid to overcome. Because I don't want to just be like, hey, this is turn 5, and this is what you do, and these people are friends of mine, and they're carrying me, or, you know, I have barely enough item level for this, and, you know, it's a brand new, and the Duty Finder. Listen, I would love to show you guys what it's like to win turn 5 in the Duty Finder, but I haven't even been able to do that on my item level 130 characters. The odds of me getting that done on this character are... I'm speechless at the odds. That's how bad it is. How many enemies? Oh, I've only killed 10. I'm not even halfway. Oh my god. I'm trying to talk through it all, guys. It's only been 5 minutes, but I hate this quest so much. I hate it. I hate it, guys. I'm gonna complain. I'm gonna complain about everything. That's what I'm gonna do. Hey, at least the next fight is pretty cool, even if I have to do it with the unfinished Iris. I remember these fights, man, when the game first came out. The Dorme Chimera before the hill trick was figured out. The Hydra before everybody had a ton of gear. If we get a beginner party in the against the Hydra, like 5-6 people for, it is going to be a crazy experience, because that fight is really easy, but tanks take a ton of damage if they're not over-geared. Because of there's a mechanic where the boss hits in a cone in front of them really hard, but all the damage is split from that attack in particular. I think it's called Triumvirate. And what you're supposed to do if you have 2 like normal geared tanks is have both of the tanks take the hit to split the damage. What most groups do is they'll just send the very well geared tank in alone, and they can handle it. So what happens is groups, you know, if you have 2 new tanks, that other tank, who probably has no idea what the fight is like, he's never had a boss where, hey, we both have to stand in front of this boss. Sure, we're going to take a bunch of autos, but whenever the Triumvirates start coming out, then we'll reduce that damage. So it's like having 1 healer dedicated to each tank. It actually has a lot of forethought that you should put into it before you attack it. But that's... for something like if you have 8 first-timers, that's easy to organize, you know, because everybody kind of wants to know what it's like and learn from the fight and whatnot. But if you have a couple of first-timers, a few first-timers in their tanks, and that is the, like, biggest hurdle to overcome. Because a 4k HP tank taking a Triumvirate on their own is a disaster. It is an absolute disaster. They will likely get one shot unless they block it or use their cooldowns properly. And there are points in the boss's ability rotation where he'll do it like 2-3 times in a matter of 10 seconds. And it hurts. You also have to remember, all of its auto attacks also deal damage in an AoE. So it's not even like you can be like, oh, well, you know, I'm just standing in front and I'm only going to take damage from Triumvirate. No, 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 no. You are going to take damage from every single auto attack from the boss. It just so happens that Triumvirate's the only one that you're actually helping the main tank with. And that's why learning the timings of Triumvirate and boss abilities is pretty important, because you can reduce your damage taken by knowing, hey, every so many auto attacks, the boss does this attack, I should stand in front of him. That way the other tank takes less damage. As opposed to, hey, I'll stand in front of it full time and reduce the damage. I mean, that even goes, there's an endgame boss right now that is a Hydra type enemy, and it does the same thing where it has the split damage in the front, but it also, every single auto attack cleaves. So it has the exact same thing, and there are groups that still just solo tank it. And that's content that does a ton of damage, by the way. It's just that he's doing so many other things as well that I guess the damage isn't as consistent. It's a lot easier to manage. So, yeah, there's a lot of different variables when it comes to all that stuff. I'm just trying to make mention of it. I'm really just trying to fill the time here, guys. We're almost done. We need 3 more priests. I think 1 more quarryman after this. There's a priest down there, but I hate the chance that I'm going to aggro this synthetic goblin. Because I don't want to fight the synthetic goblin. I don't want to fight it. I have no interest in you. I have no quarrels with you. I do not. Okay, well, we're good. So now I need 2 more. So I need, what, 4 more enemies? Yeah, I need 4 more enemies. Guys, we did it. We made it through. Why did I cast Arrow 2 like 5 times in a row right there? I don't know. I don't know. Remember when I said I was getting used to the controller in the last video? The Xbox controller in particular? Yeah. That kind of goes out the window when you start spamming Arrow 2, right? Alright, so he'll die from dots. 1 more dot tick and he'll be dead. So I'm just going to run away. I hope. Yeah. I was like, as soon as I said it, I was like, I hope. And then he died. So we're good. This is the last Bedisman. That's the last Quarryman I need. So then I just need 2 priests. That's never a good thing. I don't want to ever need 2 priests. That's... Alright, I got no jokes. I tried, but my brain turned off mid-joke, if you can even call it that. And, well, anyway, moving on. We're done with the Bedisman, or the Bedsman, because I'm sure it's beds with an extra E in it, because why not? Because words need to all make sense. No, they don't. Half the words in the English language don't make sense. Alright, at least we're almost done with this, and then we can just go unlock. I think we can just go unlock the next boss right after this. I think it goes right into the Hydra. Alright, so Quarryman's done. I think there's only 1 priest here. No, I think there's a... No. There's definitely a priest in a side area, because I had to kill priests for the hunting log, too. I should have known. I should have just waited until this moment to get that hunting log done. But I was doing it while I was waiting for a dungeon, so it seemed worth it. I should have just gone for a different one. A different one from the hunting log. That's another thing to remember. The next Grand Company hunting log section has enemies from Wanderer's Palace. And I showed that off before. I have to remind you, because it's important. You want to get that done. See, that's a Quarryman. I'm trying to remember. I could just go and kill the other priest that's all the way over there. I just run past this guy. I feel like it was in here. I feel like there's a priest in here. Let's run down here and see if there's a Quarryman. There's got to be a priest down here. There's a lot of Quarrymen. There's so many Quarrymen, not enough priests. There's a Bedsman. There's no priest in here, is there? Is that a priest? Damn it. This path gave me nothing. So the priest was in the other path. This path over here. I'm an idiot. Look on your mini-map, you fool. How long have you been playing this game? Just look on your mini-map. What are you doing? I was looking at my mini-map and I was like, oh, that's right, there's dots. Idiot. I'm talking to myself. I mean, I'm talking to myself in every video, but I'm talking to myself more now than I usually do. Idiot. Idiot, idiot, idiot. Mini-map. I was looking at it when I first got here. I don't know. Let's just leave it alone. Let's just leave it alone, guys. I understand I look like a fool. It happens a lot in these videos. Or I give advice, just don't take it. Alright, last enemy. We did it, guys. It only took 10 minutes. Only 10 minutes of the video to do that. Now we gotta go back to North Shroud. So that's another 2-minute run. And then I think he'll send me right to Halatali. That's actually where you go to unlock the Hydra, is Halatali. So, yeah. How you guys doing? Everyone doing alright? It's not Odin weather. Some people, you know, I'm colorblind, but at least I'm able to tell the difference here. Some people think when they see this kind of weather, it's Odin weather. That's why I pointed it out in the other video, that this is not Odin weather. That other weather is Odin weather. The tension or the hopelessness. So we're running back to Geralt. Good old buddy helping us with the relic weapon. What a good guy. What a dandy fellow he is. He's not dandy at all, actually. He's a drunk. He is a complete drunk, in case you didn't know. But he's a drunk with a hammer. And drunks with hammers make excellent weapons. Well, not the drunks themselves. They physically create it. You know what I meant. Moving on. Run up here. I haven't seen that egg fate. Remember that egg fate that was in like 8 videos? It's not up. I'm kind of upset. Maybe it only spawns in one of the other locations at a time. I'd laugh if it spawned right now. Good, because that fate so... I'm trying to run through here. There's just an egg spamming AoEs. It's so annoying. Those AoEs hurt, too. I mean, they hurt for what level that fate was supposed to be for, but they don't actually hurt. Alright, Geralt. Please send me to the Hydra. I feel like there's something else he's going to ask me to do before I go there. I'm kind of just hoping he doesn't. That's the ultimate truth. Just, how about this? How about you just don't ask me and just send me right to the Hydra? Yep. There we go. Now I just need to go to Halatali to unlock it. In case you don't remember, that's Camp Drybone in Eastern THANALAN. So good. We can get that done here. Now, big thing, you need to have the unfinished weapon on for this too. That is the biggest thing. I've seen so many groups just be like, oh, I'm here. Let me put on a better weapon for this fight. Because I don't want to use this unfinished one. No, the whole reason you even still have the unfinished weapon is because you need it for this fight. As a matter of fact, to make sure I don't forget, I'm gonna change my gear list. I'm gonna change it just so I don't have that problem. Also, don't remember what the minimum item level is to enter the Hydra. So may need to cut away while I go improve my item level real quick. I just thought about it, like, don't know if item level, I think it's 54. What I think it is I said I thought Ifrit hard mode was 60. What I meant to say was Titan hard mode in the earlier video. I think it's Chimera 52, Hydra 54, Ifrit 56, Garuda 58, and Titan 60. So please let it be 54 because that is my item level. Please, I'm begging you, don't make me go and do other stuff. Oh, this is a completely different quest that I just handed in. Is it? What quest did I just... Oh, this was Halatali hard mode I just unlocked. So we just did that, killed 2 birds with 1 stone. What I actually needed to do was click on the destination, and that unlocks the Hydra. Alright, yes, it is. What is... Where is it? Does it say? No, it's 52 also. Okay, so we're going to queue into this. Well, let's make sure we don't queue into Amdapur also. There we go. Do not have a high enough item level. I'm 1 item level too low. If I put on the other weapon, I'd be fine. I think I'm item level 55 with the other weapon. So, here we go. Queue into the Hydra. Let's see how long the queue time is. I'll probably take a quick break during this. About 9 minutes. So, yeah, I'm not going to force you guys to sit through the 9-minute queue. I'm going to be right back. I'll rest my voice a little bit, and I'll see you guys when the queue pops. Oh, we already got 2 healers. I'll see you guys when the rest of them join. Alright. It took a pretty long time, but my queue, it finally popped. Oh my god, and everybody pressed the button at the same time. I'm so happy. I literally I turned off the recording, and yeah. It took a long time. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, you can just look at the local time at the start of the video and the local time now, and that's all you really need to figure it out. So it looks like it's mostly people that are... This is not going to be one of those situations where we get kind of like the new man's group. We did... It did, however, start with somebody saying you're all gonna die in the fucking chat. That's so funny. I'm assuming that the other white mage can handle this. Unless, of course, he's... Nope. Looks like he was accidentally on auto-follow. Or, no, he was accidentally on auto-run. So anyway, the Hydra fight. So I already explained earlier the Triumvirate thing. You see that swipe attack he's doing in front of him? That's his basic auto attack. He has another attack where he'll do the same thing, but I think with the other claw, and that's Triumvirate. Also, I completely forgot about that attack. That is an attack that hits in a ring around him, and if it hits you, it gives you the Infirmity debuff, which reduces your healing received, and does a bunch of damage to you. So what you want to do is, as a caster, you want to stand as far away as possible from the Hydra, and if you're a melee, just stay in melee range and it won't hit you. So he also drops fire and ice puddles on the ground. You see that. Just move out of the AoEs when you see them, and you should be fine. He's got a tail swipe attack that deals some damage. Just don't get hit by that. It shouldn't be a big... See all that big damage he took? That was Triumvirate. So, also, Wyvern spawns in the middle of the fight. You just got to kill this. If you don't kill this thing quick enough, then it buffs the boss, and you don't want that. So, don't let it happen. It also goes around poisoning people with its tail attack. So, it's best if a tank picks it up, so you don't have any issues. And, yeah, this is all happening really fast, but it's basically dodge a lot of AoE circles, kill the Wyverns when they spawn, and make sure that your tanks don't die to Triumvirate. Dodge that breath attack in front of him as well. The breath attack does the same thing that the other attack does, that the ring attack does. So this is a big move. It's called Fear itself, and that is a full room-wide AoE except around the boss. If it hits you, it does high damage, and it also inflicts the Hysteria debuff, which will send you running around like a headless chicken, and you don't want that. So, AoE circles wear off, not a big deal. Another Wyvern's gonna spawn, and we'll just kill that. Fight should be over quickly enough, yeah, that's it. So one thing it kind of does that's annoying is sometimes he'll drop these AoE circles, but these little, like, dips in the ground sometimes cause him to have to, like, run over to the person to do it. It's really annoying, but you'll be fine. Don't worry. So, yeah, DPS just switch over to him. I haven't had to use any MP. I'm just mostly letting you observe the fight. They're going to kill that Wyvern, and then after another set of AoEs, he's going to, I think that's, yeah, he's doing the fire and the ice puddle thing, and then he's going to do Fear itself again. Now, there are a bunch of phase transitions here, but they happen so fast that odds are, just, when you make him your focus target, if you make him your focus target, that's not... If you make him your focus target, and every time you see him run to the middle of the room, and he starts casting Fear itself, then all you have to do is run to the middle of the room. It's a super simple fight. And even if you have situations like this where, you know, you don't necessarily have, like, a 100% tight-knit group, you should be fine. Just kill the Wyverns when they spawn, dodge the AoEs, the AoE in front of him, the AoE behind him. At the start of the fight, don't do what I did where you stand, like, this distance from the boss. Don't stand like this distance at the start of the fight, because you'll get hit by that ring attack. Stand at max distance, and you should be fine. Or stand in his melee range, whichever works for you. There's actually no good reason not to kind of stand in his melee range at the first part of the fight. But, yeah, whatever. It happened so fast, I had a hard time explaining it, but you can see the fight. It's very simple. And you should be fine. He stops doing that ring attack after, I think, 70% or 60%. And I think he starts doing Fear itself around 50%. Somewhere along those lines. It's an easy fight. Oh, and that's a bug in his death animation. So don't worry about that. I'll just give it to the other healer. I'll be nice. Give it to the other healer, because honestly, most of the time was spent waiting for another healer. I barely had to do anything that fight. I just used all that time to talk to you, and I somehow still got a commendation. So, I'd recommend watching that over a few times, really absorb what I was trying to say. And I put emphasis on trying, because I was... it was just going so fast that it was like, alright, this thing's happening, this thing's happening, this thing's happening, this thing's happening. It's a lot to take in a really short fight. So, real quick, even though the fight's not happening on your screen right now anymore, just gonna calm, collectively go over the things you need to know in that fight. AoE in front of the boss, if it hits you, damage, and reduces the healing you receive. Don't get hit by it if you're a tank. All auto attacks cleave, so don't be in front of the boss if you're not a tank. Tail attack, dodge it when it goes out. Triggering it's also good for reducing tank damage. Doesn't hurt. You should kind of figure that out after I mentioned it on Anatoboga in Amdabor Keep. Then he has the ring attack, either be right in his melee range or be at max casting range in order to avoid being hit by that. After he stops using that attack, he'll start putting down fire and ice puddles, dodge them, and don't stand in them. I'd also recommend don't stand in the middle of the room, because when he goes to do Fear itself, if you have ice puddles and fire puddles there, it's just extra damage everyone has to take. Kill the Wyverns when they spawn. Hey, the egg thing is up this time. If you don't kill them fast enough, it gives the boss a reduced damage taken. I think also increased damage done. So just kill them fast, whatever. And every time he runs to the center of the room to do Fear itself, you run and stand under him, and you won't get hit by it. If you do get hit by it, you'll run around the room like a headless chicken for, I think, about 15 seconds, and then it'll be okay. Very simple fight. Triumvirate, if you have a super geared tank, You could just have one tank on the boss. If you have 2 lesser geared tanks, have them split the damage for it. He won't start doing Triumvirate until after he stops using that ring attack. Real simple. You know, I know it was a crappy explanation, guys. But honestly, as a new player, the way that you saw that fight go is probably how it's going to go for you. You're probably not going to have any idea what's going on, but you're still going to win. So now he wants the unfinished weapon back. So we have to make sure we unequip that and give it back. Thank goodness, because I don't even want this weapon in my inventory. I just want my Thyrus. I want the finished one. So now I have to obtain white hot embers in the Bowl of Embers hard mode. So this is where we have to go about unlocking the hard mode primals. I am gonna go unlock Ifrit in this video real quick, because the Hydra video, you know, it wasn't too long. It shouldn't be too much of a big deal. So let me go to my journal. Let's see if I have to just go unlock it. Ifrit bleeds, we can kill it. I want to... Here, I'll just do this. Come on. Why is it not doing it? Alright, that's weird. I'm trying to do this. There we go. There we go. I just wanted to click that right. Hey! Hey! Come on. Alright, prioritize. I wanted to do it like that just because I like that. Alright, so prioritize it. We're good to go. Attune to the Aetheryte at Zaharak. Let's do that. Also, I just realized I wasn't pressing left click. I was pressing A, so I was messing it up anyway. I don't use that command all too often. The ability to, the mouse version, the mouse control on the thing right here. I mostly just try to live without it. Oh, and now the cursor's in the middle of the screen, so let's move that. Okay, so now we're going to be going into the hard mode primals. I'm not going to fight any of them in this video. I'm going to see if I can do all 3 of them in the next video. And then we're pretty much done with the Relic quest. This is the final stretch. See how quick that was when you just know what to do and where to go? Make sure you have enough item level to enter. That's going to be a thing. I don't know if I have a high enough item level to enter. I'm 55. Like, I'm pretty sure it needs to be 56. I mean, I have room to improve. Neck piece is easy to replace. Wrist is easy to replace. I have enough, soldiery, and I'm going to be getting, like, a couple hundred more later. Yeah, I might pick up... I'm debating if I want to pick up a headpiece, maybe? No, I think I would want to pick up... Body or legs are just so much better, but they're like 900 soldiery each. If I had been doing my hunts, I would almost have enough allied seals if I had done them yesterday and today. Maybe I should do those later. I might do those on stream later. Because those are really, really useful for new players, is to try and get a couple hundred soldiery just to grab some of these off pieces so you don't... I mean, a couple hundred allied seals so you can grab some of these off pieces without having to worry about spending extra soldiery. Also, I had a quest to hand in back there. I wonder what quest that was. Let's hover over it. Can't do it without you. Okay. Well, I'm just going to focus on the one that I need then. Ifrit bleeds, we can kill it. So, I'm going to be getting off my mount in a few seconds here, because I don't want to get slow to... Oh, too late. If that thing sees me, yep. I got to get off now. Get off now. There we go. Nope. It was a second too late. Luckily, I'm a white mage, so I can deal with this in my own way. Asuna, thank you. Give myself a regen, and we'll pretend it never happened. We'll just pretend. I hate going through Beastman strongholds. This one's not that bad. Like, you can angle around them. It's... It looked like he was looking at me, and he's just like, nah. I feel bad for that guy. And I'm not going to stop and do the hunting logs here either. I could just stop and kill a few thaumaturges. Maybe I'll do it between now and the next video. But I'm not going to stop right now. Let's just go and unlock Ifrit. You're going to have to run to each of these Aetherites to unlock the primals at this point. Which means you'll have to run through Zaharak. You'll have to run through THANALAN. And you'll have to run through Ugamaro in order to unlock each of them through these quests. We'll also have to go back to the Waking Sands between every quest, I'm pretty sure, as well. And we all know how much we love the Waking Sands. It's why Horizon is one of my free locations still. In fact, it is, I mean, not one of my free locations, it is my free location still. North Shroud, I should have changed it to North Shroud, but I was like, I'll end up having to go back to the Waking Sands too a lot for the main story, so I'm just going to leave it there. Alright. And here we go. Right through here. There it is, the Aetherite. Somebody must have just been here. There's usually a dude kneeling right here. Oh, there he is. Somebody else who just unlocked it. Let's make sure I drop aggro on the Thaumaturge. There we go. and Zaharak Aetheryte. Alright, so in the next video, we're hopefully going to be completing our Relic weapon. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do any special editing. Also, while we're still here, Bowl of Embers Hard has... I only need 49? I needed more for these. What the hell is that? Alright, well... Anyway, besides the point, in the next video, I will be facing off against the 3 hard mode primals. I don't know how I'm going to edit it yet, if I'm going to leave in me traveling back and forth. I don't think I am. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, take care.